From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger. This is your afternoon update here for your Monday. It's warming back up this week. You know, we started off the summer season beautifully, right? Temperatures in the low 80s. We warmed up a little bit yesterday, but still not that bad. But it's going to be warming up closer to normal today and through the rest of the week, really. But valley highs will stay below 100 degrees through most of the week. By Friday into the weekend, it's warming back up. A little bit of a mini heat wave, if you will, with temperatures back up to about 100 degrees or slightly higher, starting as early as Friday, but most likely just going into the weekend. But we're looking at the long range, no major heat waves. And number two, not seeing much rain in the forecast either, but there is a little bit of a chance here and there for parts of the higher elevations, a little bit that in just a second here. Here's your neighborhood forecast at a glance, and those temperatures, yeah, they're warming up, right, for this afternoon. Mid-90s for the valley, give or take. Even Trinity County around 90, 70s and 80s for many of the higher elevations. Here's a look at your fire weather forecast, sponsored by Garmin's Tractor Service. Your temperatures, I always kind of say that, but the winds. The winds are going to be a little breezy at times over the next few days, but no major wind events. Nothing to be terribly concerned about, although a little bit breezy off into the eastern mountains here for tomorrow. Now, Wednesday, yeah, they'll pick up a little bit. We could see some gusty conditions here, especially for the north and west side of the valley and in the eastern mountains. But again, nothing major, and it won't last forever. Now, we also have the humidity to watch, and you can see we're still very dry in the single digits for the relative humidity levels here for today. Tomorrow, there may be some minor improvement, it looks like, as we take you into your Wednesday, but overall still very dry as we typically see this time of the year. By the way, a quick reminder, if you are wanting to keep a close eye on any fires in your area or around the area, very easily you can do that just going to weathernorcal.com, click on the fire danger section, and this is where it's a one-stop shop for all of the information you need about fires in general. So we still have those clouds coming in from the west. That's going to bring us some high and mid-level clouds late this afternoon, evening, and tonight. But that's the main impact, high and mid-level clouds. It won't bring us any rainfall. But later this afternoon, there may be a stray shower, maybe even a thunderstorm for southern Plumas County. But most of it looks to stay to the south, that is, of Plumas County. Then we go into Tuesday, some of the fog in the morning here for the coast. That may kind of stick around through a good portion of the day on Tuesday, by the way, so mostly cloudy skies for the coast. But look at that. Forecast models want to pick up on maybe a little bit of convection in parts of the eastern mountains. I would not anticipate there to be much, if anything, really. And then we take you into your Wednesday, and there once again is some of the fog developing along the coast, burning off by the afternoon, and we'll be hard-pressed to really see any showers or thunderstorms developing in the mountains, but maybe some afternoon clouds developing for some of the higher elevations. Bottom line, we're not going to see much in the way of rain or even afternoon showers or thunderstorms. But I do want to mention that, yes, it's going to be warmer this week, but it's not going to be too hot. Why? See that colder air to our north? That's what's going to suppress the heat and prevent it from really building. So that heat stays to our south, the cooler air stays to our north, we're in between. And yes, it's going to be right around normal, which is mid-90s for this time of the year. But then, as that area of low pressure moves out, heat over the desert southwest may build in over the weekend. Now, it's going to be most likely climb to about 100 degrees or slightly higher than that for as early as really Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But see that cooler air toward north and west? That's going to be moving in our direction, and that's going to help to cool us off a bit as we do take you into early next week. So that's going to help to kind of give us another dip in our temperatures. You can see that on the 10-day trend. There's the highs right around normal through Friday, but then we climb up above 100 degrees over the weekend and maybe even into Monday of next week before we see a slight dip in our temperatures by Tuesday, Wednesday. of next week. But bottom line, nothing too terribly hot. I mean, yes, it's getting in the triple digits later this weekend, but nothing we can't handle. So not a bad Monday in store for us with your temperatures in the low to mid 90s in the valley, 70s and 80s for the higher elevations, and low 60s for the coast. Tonight, yeah, you can open up those windows, let some of that cooler air in overnight. And then by tomorrow afternoon, though, of course, as you saw, it's going to be warming back up again. All right, so let's take a look at our 7-day forecast, starting off with the valley. Temperatures mid to upper 90s through Friday, then back up to about 100 degrees or slightly higher by Saturday and Sunday. We take you off into the coast for the inland areas and for Trinity County. No big changes. The coast, low 60s through Friday, maybe some mid to even some upper 60s by Saturday, Sunday, and warming up this weekend for inland and also for Trinity County. Now, for the mountains, we're looking at temperatures mainly in the mid 80s, give or take, and then we warm up by the end of the week, and especially this weekend with highs back in the upper 80s, low to even some mid 90s. That is your afternoon update. I'll be back again at 6 o'clock this evening. Until then, have a great afternoon.
Fire spreads quickly. Don't wait until it's too late. Garmin's Tractor Service specializes in field mowing and light tractor work to help protect your family, your property, and those around you. We're fully insured, locally licensed, and ready to help you create the defensible space you need. Call or text Garmin's Tractor Service today. Protect what matters before fire strikes you.